Next speaker is Divya. She will be speaking on cybersecurity risk management, and the session will be in English. So Divya, please share your screen and go ahead.
So, hi everyone, hope you all are seeing me. So I am Divya and I'm working here in Dubai as a cybersecurity consultant. And more than like 5 years, I'm working in the cybersecurity projects and information security projects. And during that, what I'm realizing right now, the cybersecurity risk is too high in every size of company or every industry. That's why today I choose this topic as a cybersecurity risk management, so everyone aware about it, ki how risk we can manage like with the 4 simple steps. Also how risk management is very important for every industries. So this is like a huge good opportunity for us to understand how it's look like, how can we identify this type of risk during the industries, and with the best examples, with the best understanding about the attacks and vulnerabilities, we can able to manage our risks. So this is a like a, my today motive to explain you in my section, and ready to start.
Just give us a few minutes. Munia will be
Sure.
sharing from her side. Okay, Divya, you can start.
Sure, Khala, thank you.
You're welcome.
So as we discuss the cybersecurity risk management, before anything start, I want to like discuss about small the what type of risk in consider under the cybersecurity. So whenever the we are connected with our internet, we are connected with our digital storage, any data storage, we have a risk to get the data secured. And in the cybersecurity, we are consider that like in a form of CIA model. CIA like confidentiality, integrity, and availability of the say about the data. So basically, like confidentiality, nobody can change or access our data without our permission. So if the data, your name, your company detail, and your bank account information are stored in somewhere in the cloud, and data is you want like nobody can be access this data except your authentications. So we are check this and provide the protections and all the criteria to secure that data with the help of confidentiality, so nobody can access except you guys. This is a like a one type of risk we can identify ki who gonna be have a options to get this data, and who is a third party providers, and how the providers are storing our data. Integrity, like how people get a chance to play with our data, where they are storing, who is up responsible and integrate the data we have. After that, like we also see the risk one type of availability. So sometimes we have a different servers, like some servers are inside the like UAE, one server is like suppose in UK, in US, and you want like to access your data which is available in US server. So this is availability of the data is also a very big risk, because sometimes the country is not allowed to access your data. Somebody is like try to play with your data and block the access, and somebody try to do the DOS attack on the servers, so you are not able to do the data. So I just request the Kuala, can we go to the previous slide? Yeah, in this slide, if you see this cybersecurity risk management, is this like a strategic approach Like whenever I'm talking here, risk management, we are providing a company to one approach and prioritize all the threats. Threats is based on the organization and the business model of the organization, and the organization is a risk management ensure the critical threats and how we timely manner. So it's suppose something happened with your website or something happened with your company which is related to the e-commerce, that threats is really important to be accessed on timely manner. So it comes under the incident response. Some incidents happen, how the cybersecurity team, IT team can be response to particular attack or particular threat to stop that. Can we move for the second slide? Yes. And how the cyber security risk management helps, like this is a approaching in this different manner. So it helps in the identify what type of risk you have, what type of threat it's have, even the what type of vulnerability you are facing, we can be identified during this management. Analyzing how these threats happen, what the previous year threats we have, and what the this new, like 2020-21, what threats we find out in our website or our business model or in our data storage secure model, what the new threats we're finding into 2022. These threats are, and if there are new vulnerabilities comes related to that threats, this type of analyzing we have to do during the our approach of the risk management. Even the evaluation is also a very important during this risk management, because you can see that like how many times DOS attack happen. Like suppose DOS attack happen with your website 35%, malware attack happen 55%. Evaluation, like how your tools, your system are accurate, the all things are working or not, to see that like all the policy controls are implemented, it's aligned with that or not. So it's very important. And address the threat as well. Address the threat, like where is it, what the where the host address, what the IP address is, we are finding the all the information relating to the user who try to like access our threats. So that comes under that. Next slide please. Yes, and risk management strategy acknowledge the entire system vulnerabilities and blocks the cybersecurity attacks. So if suppose if you are already follow the risk management strategy, so you are able to block the minimize the your all the vulnerabilities which is happen in your code, it happen in your background in their codes, or sometimes you are not aware about the third party vulnerabilities and the server and cloud security vulnerabilities. So if you are using the cybersecurity risk management, you are able to see these type of vulnerabilities, you are able to apply some controls to secure that, as well as you able to stop the cyber attacks. Next slide. I can, here you can see there is some small process we can use through the firewall to access the main web application. So here the two people are, one is a legal and one is a miscellaneous traffic. We don't have idea what that person is in red color, and green one is authorized person. Through the web application firewall, we try to stop that unauthorized person, like a miscellaneous traffic which is coming in our web application. And in the firewall we make them strong. How we can do this? With the visibility, compliance check, all the active threat monitoring we are doing during the web application firewall, and also check the availability and support. So with the help of some tools, it's called the like SIM tools, Splunk, and malware detection tools. With that type of tools, we 24 hours we monitoring the what type of miscellaneous traffic is coming on. We try to block them with the help of updating some policy management. and only legal person, like if you see the green color, legal traffic will become and access the web application, our secure code. Next slide, please. So there is a one quote, like with the help of some survey, we find out 2025 till 60% of organization will use the cybersecurity risk as a signification and determination in the coding, conducting a third-party transaction and business engagement. So for my understanding and my experience in the cybersecurity is very important for each and every firm. It doesn't matter you are a university, you are a student, or financial firm, or medical firm. We have to main focus how can be, whatever we are app development, whatever the website we are developing, we have to focus on that. How can we secure that, because it's a very critical risk, and we have to be make sure we are aware about it, how phishing attacks look like, how malware attacks look like, how people, if you know the Uber attacks recently happened or Twitter attacks happen, this is a happen because of the social engineering. So that is also a major part of cyber attacks. We have to be aware about it, how we can identify it, how much information we can be share with others or not. Next slide. The cybersecurity risk management process involves the four strategy. So here I will quick overview about the four strategy, which is comes under the identify risk, access risk, control risk, and review risk. Next, please. Yes, identify risk. Risk whichever the your organization identify the potential risk on the business operations. So every business have a different type of risk. Suppose if you have a hospital industry, your risk, nobody can leak or remove the your patient date records, because if the patient's record was not able to access and any malware attack happen, the patient's life is on danger. As example, also if you have a financial firm, your the data like related to the salary, whatever the compliance check happen, everything is very important. So if anybody by the with the help of any cyber attack, you are not able to be access these type of data, that's a biggest problem for your organization. So identify the risk on the basis of high, low, and medium criteria, and make it like a solve accordingly. Like this is a high risk, we have to give them a higher priority. Medium risk, low risk. So company are organized the model like this, and the on the basis of the like lower risk, they put the like less money on that type of categories. And like suppose you have a building in the Sheikh Road, and you don't know how to secure your organization with the flood or earthquake, so it comes like happening once a year or something like that. This is a still a risk, but it comes under the that category. Next, access risk. Like in this, like analyzing the risk to how impact the organization and what impact could be. Next slide. So here the access is a risk, like I one more slide added. Basically the cybersecurity risk assessment is a very big and huge step for any organization, because it helps you to determine the business objectives. All the key objectives according to your business is considered under that. Also identify the approach IT assets required and analyzing their objective. So if you see the analyzing all the IT assets, we need see the list of asset register, the list of updating their objectives, and everything comes under that. So that's why I tell you the like how important the risk, cybersecurity risk management as same as the cybersecurity risk assessment is very important for each and every company. They have their own IT assets list. They have their own IT objectives. We have to be mainly closely focus on that. Next slide. Okay, after that, like when you have identified all the risks, you analyze all the risks. Now the assessment is done. You have to focus on the control risk. How can you control the risk? So that you have to be define the method, procedure, technology that can be measured, that can help you to organization mitigation the risk. So basically in the control risk, you have to be check all the inputs, where the inputs comes, like it's coming from your risk register, it's coming from your new plans. So you see the inputs, all the inputs you can be put on the like one Excel sheet or any tools where you want. Then you can be combine this risk with a new technology, like whatever the cybersecurity tools you are using, whatever the risk audits reports you have to put all the records and data into that particular tools or technology or procedure you are using to control that particular risk. After that, whatever the outcomes comes, like output comes, you have to change the requirements, because the work performance information is involved what it's going to the input. So your output is a very important for the next control risk. Next slide. Yeah, so review controls, when everything is done, like you identify the risk, risk assessment done, you control the risk. Now you have to see the review, whatever the controls you are implemented, it works or not. The mitigation of risk, it's working or not. Addition and adjusting the controls as needed. Adjusting controls is depends on the organization. Sometimes organization put some external controls according to their benefits, and they wants to see that how it works. They is the previous year's attacks happened, suppose 25%, now this year's attacks is increasing or decreasing. Whatever the controls and policies technology they use, it's up in align with their business model or not, and how much the money they are using to secure that, and using to the get a benefit as a review. So everything is comes under the review model, so you can be see that each and every controls and policies. Next. This is our last slide for my section, and this is like a more about, I'm just talking the and what the cybersecurity risk management framework we using right now, and it's very in demand in every sectors, like a NIST framework, also ISO 27001, DODRMF, and FAIR framework. And it's just also see I use the one example of NIST framework because it's huge in demand, using in the so many industry, Europe, US, UK, everywhere. Also ISO 27001 is a like normal framework any cybersecurity or any finance firm will be used for the like as a basic implementation of the standard of the security, data protection, and all that. And NIST framework, like basically we are focusing on the like 5 points here we mentioned: identify, protect, detect, respond, and recovery. That's it.
Thank you so much for this informative presentation. I actually have a question in mind. Sometimes we have like small companies or medium companies that includes only like 30 or less employees. Would we also apply all the cybersecurity framework or like risk management steps, or like would scale it a little bit, because sometimes risk risk management could be costly.
Yes, but you know what? Right now, the cybersecurity is very important for every industry. I can suggest you, like, if you have a medium size of industry or small size industry, as you mentioned, 30 people employees, we still have an opportunity to bring a small framework for them. This type of people, where we can be understand the cost management as well, like. We not go for the like buying the server for them for the security. We can use the cloud security, but these people are not aware about it as a security perspective, which controls they have to be implemented, what type of cybersecurity policies, assets policies, risk management policy they have to be implemented. So we can suggest them like, yes, it's a very important, you have to be use this. And as a cybersecurity consultant, we can help them like to analyze the problem as well as giving the solution for that.
Thank you so much for this answer. I also have another question. How can a person start this career? Should we be hackers or start as people who hack systems or study courses, or how are we gonna start?
Here I can give you the like example. See, I don't expecting you are brilliant in the coding, but yes, you have to be understand background, from the code. So you, whenever the vulnerabilities comes, whenever the ports, you have to decide like, okay, this is a post, and this is a user port. You can be easily identified. So yes, some technical background you need, and I can suggest you the go for the certification, like a small certification for the beginner, like a security plus, CEH, like ethical certified ethical hacker. And after that, you can also go for the network security plus. These are the certifications give you a basic understanding about the what is a cybersecurity, what the points, what the domains you have to look into the cybersecurity. And then you can realize the medium size of the organization also able to use the cybersecurity. They don't need to buy the very big SIM tools or Splunk tools where the cost of the cybersecurity increases. They just need to be a focus on the secure the web application. They have to focus on the secure their firewalls and small steps of the related to the cybersecurity and authentications we can be implemented.
Thank you so
Okay.
much. There is yes.
I have a question.
Yeah, sure.
So, did the Python programming language is the only language for cybersecurity?
Programming language, see Ahmed, here cybersecurity is not a one programming language. You can be have a understanding how Java. If you are good in Java, you good in the Python, you good in the blockchain. You are
Yeah.
still able to be a good part of the cybersecurity, because I just required your knowledge to understand the see the code and scan the code. Other things you can able to do by the tools. Other things you can understand the like risk management and identify the threats through the like a protocol. See, you can be learn the certification and you can understand, but the
Yeah,
coding
okay.
these things you have to be analyzed. So which
Okay, thank
code
you.
you are, what coding you are good?
Actually, I'm a front-end developer, so and I have a program with Python.
That's why I'm telling you, you are very big assets for the web application security. Whatever the attack happen in the
Yeah,
websites,
exactly.
the websites
I
they try
got
to
it.
what
Okay.
they try to do the SQL attack. Like with the
Okay.
name, password, they try to do the brute stack. This attack is coming through the web application, and you are the good in the front end, then you can know what's the vulnerabilities is here in
Yeah,
this front
okay,
end.
I got it. Actually, I have my own website and I don't have any protection for the website.
I can help you like to identify like how can you scan your website, how can you see the vulnerabilities and
Yeah.
which type new vulnerabilities comes. So governments right now helps a lot. There is a lot of CVW, the common vulnerabilities management website is like launched by the government. If you check, always you see the like there is a new vulnerabilities comes, they are updated, related threats and vulnerabilities name. It's help us the code to implement in our websites. That's a nice perfect to small start for the security.
Yeah, thank you so much for this amazing answer. I have another question from the chat, since you mentioned about the tools and so on. How can we choose a certain tool? Like, how can we choose a specific framework, since there's a plenty of standards and frameworks?
Yes. So as a beginner, like I'm not go for the directly NIST, because NIST is a best framework like everyone using and everywhere is using. But I can tell you the like a framework we can start from the ISO 27 implementation. It's very easy. Like you have to be understand the main organization type, plans, procedure, risk management, risk assessments, and you are able to start the basic implementation of the frameworks for any small type of medium type of companies and organization. And you can easily find the ISO 2700 certification in LinkedIn, Udemy courses, and ISC courses. Like it's available, and it's within a 2 months or 3 months proper understanding and working on that, you are able to get this.
Wow, that's great. Thank you so much for your answer. And thank you also for your very informative presentation. It was an eye-opener, I think, for me and for everyone who's attending this session. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye for now.